Testing, testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Is this thing on? All right. Looks like we have audio. Let's get started. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, live on Twitch. It's Wednesday night. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Once again, you're tuned into another episode of Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. And tonight we're playing Farming Simulator 25. We're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps in Farming Simulator 25. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day, night, or whatever it is in your neck of the woods or in your part of the world. First of all, before we jump right into it, I'd just like to say tonight's one of those nights where I'm double dipping on live. I don't do this often. I don't do a whole lot of lives as it is. I have been picking up pace a little bit here and there as my channel is starting to grow and we get more subscribers and viewers and whatnot. Definitely adjust my live streaming schedule accordingly. But until that happens, I'm just going to kind of stick with what I'm doing. Right now, it's a little, what I'm doing is just kind of a hobby. But if things catch on and these channels start to grow and these lives get more people, more eyes on them, of course, the hobby may turn into a profession. That is my hope. But in either case, that's where we're at and what we're doing right now. So I've been double dipping today. Earlier today, I did a live stream, actually right before this, a live stream for WWE 2K25. So that's where we're at today. And again, I just want to welcome everyone for tuning in and checking me out. Your viewership is appreciated. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what's up. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know how I'm doing, and that's what it is, and that's what we got. But without much further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. Kind of picking up from where we left off on last week's episode. I have not done pretty much anything else in the game too much off camera. I think I did do a little bit of forestry stuff. I think we did do some deliveries to the capital projects on the map, at least 2, because I don't know if I ever did discuss that. There's actually 3 capital projects on the map. There's the Grain Elevator Museum, there's the playground, and there's also a wagon builder facility. We have not done anything on this map with the wagon builder. Doesn't look like we will at this point, because I'm going to, at some point in a not too distant future, go ahead and wrap this series up, and we're going to move on to the map that I've been waiting on this entire time to be released and updated, and that is the Alma, Missouri map. And we did have a release. We did have an update that released here in this past week. So Alma is very much ready for me to jump on and do some lives on that now. But I'm going to wait until after I'm done with this, because I don't want to do 2 separate live stream series for the same different maps on the same game. I just don't. I'm not a professional streamer as of yet. If I ever cross that threshold again based on activity, then definitely I'll be putting out as much content as possible. But until that happens, this is still a hobby. But it will turn into a profession as things advance, given the scenarios. Okay, so right now we're just going to go ahead and get the animals fed, and then we'll make an assessment on what we want to do following taking care of the animals. Let's see where we're at on the project. I'm not quite sure how close or how far away we are from completing either one of the projects, but we'll take a look at what's being asked for now for both of them and see how we can meet or fulfill those requirements. Move on to, oh goodness, what did I run over? to meet. Okay, I was talking and not paying attention to the next phase of those projects. I cutting it too close, squeezing between these buildings. Go ahead and unload our straw here. All right, we got a little manure. Let's go ahead and grab some of that. We'll drop that off to the BGA. See if we can find something to do with that. But while we're picking up manure, we'll go over here and pick up manure from the cows as well. I don't even know where the manure that keeps hopping into the main farm silo is coming from. I'm assuming it's coming from the pigs. That's the only logical answer. All right, so we're dumping manure, the BGA that will be turned into electricity and methane and digestate, which is all profit for us. Okay, next up, pig food. All right, and we're gonna unload our pig food. All right, pigs are fed, so now we will circle back around and purchase. Well, actually, we don't know because we emptied out, so we got to buy some more pig food to make sure that their requirements are fully met. So let's circle back and make sure that they're done or have all that they need right now. Still had quite a bit to go. All right, we're gonna unload our pig food. All right, next up on the menu is Total Mix Ration, or TMR. And that's for our cows, so let's go ahead and get that knocked out. And the cows are doing some damage. Took almost the entire trailer load. We'll come through here and buy some more EMR. And let's unload this TMR into our farm silo. I think that's everything with animals yet. All right, so let's get this trailer lined up here correctly. All right, disconnect. And let's go refuel our tractor and do our maintenance. Right here. And I think it'll still pick it up. Let's actually. Yeah. Okay. All right. So looking at our projects, let's see what we have on deck. Okay. Over at the playground, we are demanding 12,000 wood beam. We currently have none in storage, so there's that. Um, the toy wagon builder is not demanding anything currently, but they have a supply of 7,521 planks and 7,136 long planks. So and then 48% on the next build. Okay, over at the Grain Elevator Museum, we are looking at visit. Demand for planks and planks long, 1,700 and counting for planks. So we got the supply we need for the planks. Long planks is demanding what, 4,700 and some change. And we got 2,700 right now. So we could drop off another couple of long planks. So make sure we do that. So that's definitely a delivery option. So let's go back to our main farm and let's see if the sawmill has dropped a pallet of long planks. We'll go ahead and grab that and get that one loaded. Okay, where we at? This is a long plank pallet, and let's go ahead and get that sorted. Not enough going on to do a special trip for delivery right now. Okay, one other major thing we need to handle though right now. We need to go over here to the shop. First of all, let's take a peek to see what's on sale. Nothing too major, but we need at least a roller and go ahead and roll because we planted. Last episode we did plant a sugar beet, but we immediately after plant, you must always go ahead and do your rolling. We have not done that yet, so we want to make sure we do that we don't forget. 20-foot Land Rover, 20 horsepower. Wrangle. I'll try this. I got a few modded rollers that I have now installed. That's about 5 meter. 6.1. We'll try to do the widest one we can so we can go ahead and get this done as quickly as possible. 70, 12.3. So we'll do inverter stand, crossband, standard's fine. All right, lease that. What's the horsepower requirement on this guy? 120. Oh, that's looped. All right, lease 23. All right. We use the bent tractor for this one. And in fact, let's just go ahead and reset everything to the shop at this point. We're going to turn the planner back in because we've already used the planner. Oh, and I forgot, we got a new purchase. We got this, we did purchase the fertilizer spreader at the end of the last episode that was on sale in the shop. So we got to bring that home too. Totally forgot about that. All right. All right, so we're going to take the vertistod and do some quick rolling. We're having to do night rolling now because I waited so late to get this this project going. The cool thing is we only need to go right here. This is the field that we need to address. So we're just going to hop right on over. We're going to go ahead and unfold the roller. Once we're situated, actually that's already happening, ain't it? We go to soil composition growth. So yeah, you can already see the rolling action is already happening. Let's get it lined up here. Now manually do the headland. So let's go around the edges, and I'll go ahead and do that right now. So this eliminate a point of contention for the worker. Note that the rolling is not super fast. It's a slow process, but that's why I wanted to get as wide of one of the more wide rollers to utilize, so it won't take as long to get the entire field done. Doing here, I just manually do. Okay, why is that anchor just sitting in the road there? Hold on a moment. Turn that to the shop. I don't even know why that's. Oh yeah, for when I was messing around with the refueling situation. Just for future reference, don't run out of gas. But we actually get to understand what we need to do going forward there. I just had to mess around with some of those elements of the game in Farming Simulator 25. So some things are a little different in Farming Simulator 25 from the way they were in Farming Simulator 22. But we got it under control. So we almost got the headland done here, and that's what we're doing when we're quote painting the outer edges of the field. And now we're going to come in to the inner portions of the field, and I'm going to turn a worker loose on the rest of it. So hit B to hire a worker, and while we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and snap this and make a nice little colorful screenshot of sorts. So let's go ahead, do that, and do that, and that's my screenshot. And then we'll take a peek at the heads up display so we can kind of get a look at what's happening. And there it is, real time. You can kind of see her, the worker's progress with the rolling of the field. For some odd reason, she's going like complete center mass. So let's see if she makes sure to come back and pick up the parts of the field that she clearly missed by taking this route. All right, so let's just keep an eye on the worker and just see what she's doing there. Nothing else going on. That's the main thing right now. I guess we could, while the worker's doing that, I don't kill it. Take a peek at the shop, sales, install. I want to look at something about some of the install mods I got. Because the reason why I say that is because there's some stuff that I got that I'm probably never going to use. So I probably need to look at cleaning up some of the installed mods in our mods folder. Because some of this stuff I have because it's just nice to have, but I'm never going to use it. So I really need to be way more judicious about cleaning up what I have installed, and a lot less generous in what I do install. Um, yeah, just to create some space for. Because for most of this stuff, I mean, um, other than certain very specific mods, like most maps come with a certain amount of equipment, so there's no need to I'll really have all this other stuff in the backlog per se. And I'm always a sucker though for tractors and machinery and certain machinery, but certain tractors. I don't have every tractor um, installed, but I do have a few. I don't know. I got a few variations of that machine there. Don't need three of them, so I probably need to install them. Heard a lot about this mod. I haven't played around with it yet, but you can do some neat stuff with it for as far as baling is concerned, and mowing and baling at the same time. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, so I definitely want to mess around with it. But I haven't really been doing a whole lot of farming simulator outside of when I'm doing these lives, so I haven't really actually played around and tested a lot of these mods. But I really do need to have go in and really do some heavy cleanup and uh, install mods, even for some of these smaller things. There's stuff that I will never use ever. uh, so yeah, so I just got to go through and be a little more judicious about what I want to get rid of. hmm Uh, and I'm always going to be, I know it's a kind of American thing, but I'm always going to be a sucker for vehicles, especially the pickup trucks, and especially being a console player because we don't have the options or the access to have the brands in the game like the PC player does. All right, let's take a peek and see how we're looking. All right, so the worker did come back and clean up the area that they missed, and on track to have a fully rolled field here shortly. I also find it interesting that some of the damaged sections of the field are already showing as in a second fertilization state, which is interesting. Okay, the worker has almost got this job wrapped up. I see one small spot here that he clearly missed. So we'll have to come back and probably address that. I don't know why he left that little tick spot right there, that huge missed spot. So now he's got another section he's leaving that's a missed area there. But let's see if he comes. I can pick that piece up. All right, the worker looks like he did come back and pick up that missed spot. So let's see if he comes back and addresses the strip of missed field area that we got over here to the left. Excuse me. All right, he's heading that direction. So let's see if he makes the turn and go ahead. Goes ahead, finishes that missed strip field. All right, he's coming around. Okay, he's getting lined up, so maybe he's going to get it all knocked out for us here without any hitches. right, so we got field 8 rolled, ready to go. So now we just got to let the regular growth cycle do its thing. We won't need this roller now, so we can actually go ahead and return that back to so do it this way. And go ahead and return that back to the shop. And for our tractor, we'll do refuel and maintenance. Alright, let's do some maintenance on our tractor, since we've kind of done so much already. And do the repair. Alright, so we'll park our tractor there. I'm not worried about it being clean or anything right now. I just thought about there's something I did forget here that we need to knock out real quickly. Actually, before we do that, let's check to see as far as like liquids that could be distributed if we even want to worry about that right now. Alright, pigs have 17,000 liters of slurry. And cows have another 8,000 liters. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and load it up. Alright, let's pick up some slurry. Alright, so for now, we're done with everything we need to do, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Oh, there is one other thing that I did forget. We got to pick up our fertilizer. Straight up the shop. Yeah, let's go ahead and head to the shop. And bring my fertilizer spreader over to the main farm. Sorry about that. Turn the beacons on, but it's point now. Okay, why is it? The steering lock or something. Excellent. Let's see something. How big is this one? Sidebar access to the upper level of storage, upper level storage area. Okay, I think we got it in the right spot though. All right. Now we're ready to go ahead and rock and roll on to the next business day. All right, sleep. All right, it's a new day. Day 2 in March. All right, finish collecting cereal. Oh, scratch counter. Plus one. Okay, next up. All right, let's take a look at our crops to see what we have on the menu for the crops. Grass fields are ready to harvest, so we're going to go ahead and get that taken care of. Our sugar beet is growing. Our wheat is growing. Our barley is growing. So knows all the crops we have currently right now. And let's see what the numbers are on the capital projects again. We're looking at the playground. We're looking at 12,000 wood beam, and with the grain elevator museum, we're looking at excuse me, 2,000 long planks. So we mainly just need wood beam and long planks right now. Go ahead and start by grabbing all of our planks that we have. Followed by all of the wood beam. Yeah. Just for good measure, we'll go ahead and grab all the planks on this bottom as well. Alright, there we have it. And we'll go ahead and make a small delivery or two and call it a day. Start on this side of the world and then work our way over to Grain Elevator Museum. And then we'll just go right up this hill in front of us. And then we'll be at the playground. It's gotta be one of those terrifying playgrounds I've ever seen, though. It's like on the side of a mountain. So let's grab this is wood beam, right? We only got 2 out of the 12. So we're going to be holding on this stage for a little bit. Just for a few months. Nobody's really asking for planks, but we can still make money off of them. Okay. And next up, just need to deliver the long planks to the Grain Elevator Museum project. And then circle back to our main farm. Gunner +2. Uh-oh, where's the There's our friendly neighborhood rope maker. Holy crash counter +3. Struggling here. Oh, that's where we need to be. Around stop sign, check. Deliver the remainder of the load here. That gives us another 12 grand. There it is. It's back to the main farm. And we'll let the AI figure this one out. And away we go. see all the advertisements for the new racing game that will be coming out, I think in the next sometime later this year, I think. But Giants is probably the publisher, not the developer for that racing game. Oh, and there's a new ad there on the billboard for the farm stick. Alright, I guess we're ready to start mowing now. Or at least or grab the equipment that we need to start mowing. Alright, so let's go to the shop here and see a look at what we got on sale. And what we want to do for mowing. All right, let's see. Do we want to use the quick mow or use one of the standard pieces of equipment? That's the $1 million question now. I think in the interest of time tonight, we'll go ahead and use a quick one. Unrealistic. We're working with 10 meters, unrealistic crop guides, standard, and lease. And of course, we'll need to collect, so we'll need the trailer as well. Actually, no, we don't want to use the trailer. We want to use from the back on the grass side, forage wagon, and use the that. And that's all we need for the mowing. Don't have to get too crazy or fancy with it. Yeah, I did talk about doing the testing on the grass. I haven't gotten around to doing that yet either. I really do need to look into that. It may be better now to just wait until the grass is fully grown. If the grass has been fixed, it will be better to wait until your grass is fully grown. I think what we'll do is in the next cycle, we'll do that if I don't get a chance to test here shortly. I'll go ahead, go to pickup. I'll go work mode. Swap, drop in. More, turn on more. Go get it. This done as quickly as possible so we can move on to the next big thing, and that's what it is. I mean, it can certainly show you a realistic way to do things, but we've done that already on this series. But if I need to walk it back for anyone that still has any questions about how certain processes work in the game, welcome to do so. This is not all ultra realistic series that we're doing here. A little mix between fun and realism. Chop chop. I just want to make sure to do a mental note here that we really need to do some testing on this grass. See what is the best technique here. But then again, all that's probably going to change again because we got quick precision. One of the announcements that did come out here in the last week or so is that we now have a stake for precision farming. It's going to be in the first couple of weeks of May, so probably a little over around 2 weeks out where precision farming is released, and that may, I don't know if that will have an impact on how grass works as well, but that will, I guess overall it will have an impact on all crops, so that's something to look forward to as well. I'm going to have to learn to get back used to doing things the precision farming way if I decide to install it for it. Which I will, because I've always liked doing playing with precision farming. I think it should have been part of the base game package, in my humble opinion. Giants wasn't ready to release the game with all the features, and they should have waited, pushed the release a little bit to at least get some of those things out. Alright, we're almost filled the capacity here. We're going to have to do a quick unload here momentarily, and we're also getting close to coming up on wrapping up tonight's episode, so we're going to have two things kind of hitting around the same time here. I gotta make sure when I do this from time to time that I see about updating, make sure we increase the capacity of trailer contents. Every time I lease this, I keep forgetting to have the setting set, so we don't have to make it one that have to dump at all when we're doing this, getting to do that. Excuse me. So let's jump back in. And we're coming up on the end of tonight's episode. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, checking me out. You've been tuned in to another episode of Rose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. Tonight we've been playing Farming Simulator 25. We're on the Riverbend Springs map, which is one of the 3 base game maps for Farming Simulator 25. I'm Bose 831 Gaming on most of your major social media platforms: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, so on and so forth. Wherever it is you're running across my content, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you like, let me know what you love, let me know what you don't. That way, let me know on the way I can get better and provide you with content that you would like to see. With your feedback, appreciate it. Episodes of my Twitch live stream series are uploaded to my YouTube channel, hopefully in their entirety. And if that's where you run across my content, the same thing applies. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. So I can get brighter, better. The batter is with your feedback and provide you with the content that you want to see. And patronage is greatly appreciated. It's totally annoying that I got to set the correct unlimited capacity for the trailer, at least a higher capacity than standard, so you're not having to keep unloading. You know, some of these things are cheaty, but it's also like quality of life cheats. But some folks don't have the time to spend hours and hours being a virtual farmer to that spent, and not no knock on those who do. So what we're going to do here, probably off camera, is like I say, eventually I hope to get around to doing the grass testing. Just don't know when. It probably won't be until the weekend, but I'll see if I can get it done before the next episode of the series. By the time we come back, you know, we'll be in a new month. We'll go live again. We'll be into the month of May. Real life, and we'll probably be in a month of April, so in game, depending on how much time I have to jump in here off camera between episodes. But that's just about going to do it for tonight. And again, you've been tuning in to Bose 31 Gaming live on Twitch on the Simulator 25 RIVERBEND Springs map. Twitch live. We are out of here. Good evening, everyone, and catch you on the flip side. Like I always say, you're not having fun, doing what you do, and what are you doing? This has been Bose 831 Gaming live on Twitch. I'll catch you on the flip side. Have a good day.